Hi Scorpio, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-May 2025 love reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, as far as what me and frontless, it's what I call the bridge and a gap spread, and the way it works is we'll look at the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. We'll also pull some oracle cards as well to help with the bridge and the gap dynamic. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so while I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's, if you feel it's a way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have the Ace of Staves. So this is the equivalent to the Ace of Wands, and I feel like this is saying that in the past you might have felt a really strong physical attraction for this person, but I don't necessarily see a clear indicator that you acted on it. But yeah, at the very least, I feel like you did feel a strong pull toward this person in the past. Past energy on their side, we have the King of Wands. So if we look at the body language and everything, I feel like this is saying that this is someone who, maybe they expect things to come to them, right? Maybe rightfully so in some regards, as far as if they worked hard to get to a certain level. Maybe that's why they had that expectation. But yeah, I feel like this is also saying, though, that if you were just feeling that attraction for them but not acting on it, from what I'm seeing here, it looks like they weren't necessarily acting on it either. Present energy on your side, we have the Two of Staves. So we do see some growth there, going from the Ace to the Two. But really, this could just be saying that maybe now you're more focused on work goals, so this could just be one of those things where you might still have the attraction for that person, right? Which could represent the one wand or stave that we see there. But then holding the other, you're like, okay, but you know what? I'm not going to put my life on hold in the meantime. And it looks like you're just more focused on other things right now. Right. Present energy on their side, we have the Page of Wands. So yeah, looks like they're at the very least considering making an effort to come toward you at this time. Now, funny enough, if you seem to have shifted your focus and attention away, it could just be one of those things where their timing might be bad. But at the very least, to me, it shows that they're not in as much of a fixed energy as they were in the past, so they might be more flexible. Future energy on your side, we have Desire. So this is the equivalent of the Chariot in traditional tarot. And if we look at the artwork here, this is a Cancerian energy, so this could just be pointing to the timeline of when we get to Cancer season. You might finally feel like things are getting off the ground between you and this person. But yeah, at the very least, maybe there was some actual physical distance between the two of you, especially if you did have to shift your focus for work or whatever the case may be. But it does look like pretty soon you guys will be able to get on the same page. Alright, and future energy on their side, we have the Ace of Swords. So, I feel like this is saying that they'll probably come through and communicate some genuine feelings, but almost in a way it might have like this weird detached energy to it, so it could just be one of those things where I feel like you'll still get the gist of what they're saying. I feel like you'll feel the actual meaning behind the words, but just the way they're communicated might seem a little bit colder and detached. Now, for some of you, this could also just represent maybe this is them communicating, wanting to take things out of the friendship stage and move towards something more serious. But yeah, either way, like I said, I feel like there's something about the communication itself that might throw you off guard a little bit. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Six of Arrows. So yeah, this is Aquarius energy here, and it could just be saying again, like I said, I feel like you just had other things that were keeping you preoccupied as well, to where you weren't really too hyper focused on this connection by any means. But it looks like whatever that was, it looks like it's calming down for you at this time. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Lovers. So this is a Gemini energy here. So like I did say there, I was saying maybe by the time we get to Cancer season, you might feel like things are really moving forward between the two of you. But for some of you, it might even be sooner than that, given that this is a Gemini energy here. But either way, to me, this is that their feelings do seem to be genuine for you guys. And again, like I said, it seemed like they were just caught up in their own thing in the past, and now looks like they're slowly becoming more open toward the situation. We'll see what the Oracle cards add to mix. First, we'll take a look at Messages of Love Oracle cards. I'm going to give this a few shuffles first. Alright, and what I'm going to do is just cut the deck and pull a card. And next I'll do the same thing with the Wisdom Oracle deck. So I'm just going to give this a few shuffles. Okay. We'll take this card and we'll take a look at that Messages of Love card first. All right, we have Healing. It says old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. It's an interesting message there. I don't necessarily see this heavy energy of old wounds lingering for either of you, really. But could just be saying that maybe there is some growth through the situation, right? So, for example, maybe you are learning a little bit of patience around the situation, and for them, maybe they're learning to be a little bit more proactive within the situation as well. All right. And interestingly enough, from the Wisdom Oracle, we have Not For You. Here's the artwork and the number 6. So we'll see. From what I'm seeing here, like I said, it definitely seems like there's potential for this connection moving forward, but that card might have a different message. So we'll see what it says. All right, the relationship message says some relationships carry an innate seed of failure in them that is obvious from the beginning, but the red flags escape your observation or you refuse to acknowledge them. When a relationship is not meant to be, it's not possible to make it be. Rejection is a sign that you're being protected by the divine. If you are the one who must reject another, remember that you do so for both your sakes. For every pot there is a lid. This one may not be the best fit. So interesting message there, right? Because we have this one talking about old wounds need revisiting, and like I said, from what I'm seeing, it looks like their energy softening somewhat. And like I said, it seemed like you were just more focused on your own thing anyway. So this could just be energy that still needs to be worked out overall. Keep in mind we do have a full moon coming up in your sign in a couple days. But beyond that, like I said, to me, I'm seeing still Cancer season, Gemini season is when things will improve for the most part. And I could definitely see how in the past, like we said with this person, it looks like they were just in their own world and expecting things to come to them. So that could have been where the mismatch was there. But yeah, definitely keep that in mind as far as where it says, can't force a relationship to be. Because with that harsher energy that I mentioned with their communication in the future, that's something that you're going to have to keep an eye on. Overall, this still seems like, I'd say, like 80% chance it would move in a positive direction. But obviously, for some of you, you might ultimately see that, okay, yeah, maybe we're just not aligning here. So, again, like I said, I still feel like that'd be a much smaller percentage of you, though. So, hope it ever resonates with you guys. I'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.